Hello and welcome to the 2017 Norra Mexican 1000 Rally, the happiest race on earth. It all started back in 1967 when Norra promoted the very first off-road race in the world, starting in Tijuana for only 1 year and moving down to Ensenada, the exact place where 50 years later we get together to celebrate history and honor our founding legends. This year, Norra created a great course and added 2 new destinations to our route, San Felipe and Guerrero Negro. As always, safety is our primary concern, and bikes ran on different trails from vehicles. Some days we shared the course, but mostly of the event were on different routes.
And here we are at the 2017 Norra Mexican 1000. I can remember back when I was a kid, I was 19 years old, and we started right here in the same place, right down the way a little bit here. It's been 50 years, and we're back here again.
A record breaker of 245 entries flooded Ensenada, including 199 vehicles, 45 motorcycles, and 1 sidecar. A 2-day tech inspection was required and started on Friday, April the 21st, with driver's registration and a big welcome fiesta at the historical and beautiful Riviera Convention Center in downtown Ensenada.
The 50th anniversary of the Norra 1000. It's an honor to be here in Ensenada with great people and great fans.
God knows that everybody in the off-road racing world is crazy. Actually, they're a bunch of kids that never grow up, I think. But the fun that they have by doing it is, I think that off-road racing gave the opportunity to the young boy that dreamed of being a race car driver. You can't be a race car driver and be Parnelli Jones. You can't go and be a guy that wins Indianapolis and all those big races, but you can go off-road racing with your Volkswagen. So now you're a race driver. So we opened the door to everybody to be able to become a race driver. I think that's the best thing about off-road racing. It's a very sweet memory.
A 50-year Norra commemorative tequila bottle was given to each entry during registration, along with a bag of souvenirs from our sponsors, including shirts and great stuff. Training courses for our new tracking and safety device called Stella 3 were coordinated during both days of tech inspection, with safety as our primary goal.
So this race is in memory of Bob. We're doing this for Bob.
Looking forward to this ride, and let's go!
Founding legends, including Bruce Myers, leaded a parade of vintage vehicles from the Tijuana Bull Ring, just like in 1967, finishing in tech inspection in Ensenada, where fans and fellow racers got together to honor and experience the greatness of this legend and friends, including Score International founder Sal Fish.
It's an honor for me to be here. Mr. Perlman, Ed Perlman, was the one that actually started the first event back in 1967, and I was fortunate enough to join Mickey Thompson back in 1974, taking over the Baja 500 and the Baja 1000 with Score International. 50 years of enjoying the beautiful Mexican scenery, especially Baja and the beautiful people of Baja California and Baja Sur, has been a reward that is kind of unbelievable. This is I'd like to say it's my second home, but I think it's my first home. I've spent more time in Baja California than I did in California.
Our Grand Marshal this year, Mr. Alicio Garcia Sr., was one of the original Norra founders, and along with Ed Perlman and Don Francisco, they all made this happen for us to enjoy 50 years later. Off-road racing is a family sport, and with this in mind, we at Norra always honor our racing families, mostly all of them with more than 2 generations in the sport. On Rally Day 1, bikes and cars shared a challenging but great 200-mile-long course from Ensenada to the beautiful seaport of San Felipe. San Felipe was one of the new additions to the rally and has been host for a lot of years to off-road racing with one of the most grueling terrain in Baja. Always a challenge to fight and finish right at the beach.
This race, unlike the other races, we got a little camaraderie at the end of every day. I'm happy we've added San Felipe in this year, and the McMillans will have 4 vehicles in here. So.
It's turned into a passion for a lot of us older guys that like to bring back old race cars, bring them back to life, brings back our childhood.
First bikes and cars were expected to finish around 4 hours after the green flag dropped in Ensenada and go through the pine forest and desert to finish at the El Cortez Hotel.
Norra es una gran carrera, estamos felices de estar aquí.
On Rally Day 2, bikes and cars were separated on different routes. Bikes traveled 270 miles from San Felipe to Guerrero Negro on the Pacific side of the peninsula, through the coast with the beautiful scenery and challenging terrain with sand dunes and rocky desert for a fun day. Cars traveled 221 miles from San Felipe to windy Bay of Los Angeles, where this year had one of the strongest windstorms ever. But that did not stop us from having a great casino night and fiesta, where fish and tacos were served along with margaritas and cocktails. Definitely a great get-together for drivers that forgot for a second about the wind and simply enjoyed the pleasures of Baja.
Gotta love Baja. This place is awesome, and it always bites you when you're just not paying attention. And went through some rock areas and really picked it up because I really wanted to catch up on a couple other cars. And I came over a rise, saw the helicopter from Cameron Steele on my left, and I looked up at the helicopter and I looked back down, and there's a rock boulder right in front of me. So we got here, we have cut the entire corner off the car, we used a winch, and we've got our welders out, we've pieced it all back together, and in 15 minutes, the guy in the blue jacket, the blue driving suit is going to get in the car. We're going to make this stage. We're going to finish today, and we will finish this Baja Mexican 1000.
Rally Day 3, bikes traveled 328 miles from Guerrero Negro to Laredo on some different sections than the vehicles. All that for safety, and this day was a long day for them, going from coast to coast on the peninsula but through the historic town of San Ignacio. Cars traveled 396 miles from Bay of Los Angeles and finished in Laredo for the longest day of the rally, sharing a few sections with bikes, but mostly on a separated course. This year, we added some new thrilling sections south of San Ignacio where traditionally the original 1967 race went through. This day is definitely where a lot of teams drive at night and a Baja challenge to most of the teams. It all turns different at night when driving in the desert. A great celebration party in Laredo's finest hotel, La Mission, right at the beach, was the ending of this long day, where a nice buffet and wood oven pizza was served along with cocktails and drinks. On Rally Day 4, bikes and cars were also on different courses. Bikes traveled 297 miles from Laredo to La Paz, zigzagging east and west through the peninsula, going on the beach sections and trails that were never used by any off-road race in Baja. A very technical first leg, followed by a series of fast trails in the Constitution area. Then, following the Pacific side of Baja on sandy beach sections to finish down the infamous down steps or stairway to La Paz. Definitely one of the most challenging days of the rally for bikes. Bikes and cars were also in different courses. Cars traveled 293 miles from Laredo to La Paz on more traditional trails, going through the rocky Laredo Wash on the start and through the historic mission of San Javier, going from east to west on the peninsula. Then continued down south through the village of Constitution into the most silty and grueling terrain ever, where our sweet crews and our volunteers helped cars to go through sill beds, allowing them to continue towards the finish of the stage on the town of San Juan de la Costa, prior to a nice beach finish in La Paz Malecon. On Rally Day 5, Bikes and cars shared the same 152-mile race course from La Paz to San Jose del Cabo. With a 3-hour gap between the last motorcycle and the first truck off the line in La Paz, the end of the race was right on the corner. Teams had the last chance to catch their competitors and make it to the finish line to win this epic 5-day rally through Baja. Racing right next to the beach at very high-speed sections, this was a real thrill with a rewarding finish right at the main plaza in downtown of the magic village of San Jose del Cabo.
There's no problems in Baja. We just had a little misfortune. I'd like to comment with the Norra people. I think Mike Perlman and his staff, Alicero and everybody has done a great job. Everybody that volunteers and works for him. They've really carried on what his dad, Mr. Perlman, Ed Perlman, started 50 years ago. I doubt if he ever thought his son would be doing this, just like I never thought I would be on this side of the, let's say, race course. Instead of being out here worrying about all the racers, I'm just out here having a great time.
Oh, my experience was good. I had tight racing all week long, and yesterday I got down to my favorite section in Baja and into La Paz, and I made up some time.
Norra Rally was a lot of fun. Racing all the way from Ensenada to Cabo.
It was the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, this was the best time of my life. Fastest race I've done in my life. I mean, we were flat out for 5 days like I've never ridden a bike in my life. I've been doing this a long time. This is crazy, crazy fast.
Thank you for having us here at Baja.
Very fun, very dry, but had an awesome time. Great trail. Really fun. Norra did a great job.
can't wait to be back next year.
Norra puts on a fantastic event. It's just unbelievable.
Most beautiful course, gorgeous views, cliffs of death, riding on the smooth, groomed roads. It was the most beautiful thing ever today. Thank you, Norra, for hosting this. Love Mexico, love Baja. Doesn't get much better.
Hey, Michelle. What? What happened?
I think we were like 12 miles out, right in the whoops with the towers, the water towers, and the motor just blew up on us. And I think we were fourth bike. So we pushed and pushed, and we got a local to help us. He loaded it in the truck for us. Thank you, muy bien, thank you. And we got it here and pushed it across the finish line. So we did not DNF, we did finish, and I am very fucking proud of myself.
The 5 days of Norra, the 1000, the family, racing, the truck ran great. Each of us, Mark Post and myself, ran flawless stages. Oh, Viva la Mexico!
For me, it's a real privilege to be here. I just want to thank everybody and thank God for keeping us safe.
What an awesome race, awesome organization. LSAO nailed it on all this stuff. I just can't say enough about the organization. They did a great job of managing the race and the racers.
It was fun. It was a fun experience. We had a great day. Everything went well.
The race was great, well organized. The stages were fun.
Norra did a great job. It's the best off-road race there is.
Today was an excellent day. So we had a great time, never got out of the car, never stopped to fix anything, just drove and drove. So we had a blast. Good day.
Es una experiencia inolvidable y es muy divertida.
We had a great trip. Super navigating, everything was perfect, no problems. One flat all week, super deal.
Thanks to Norra for putting on a good race. We'll be back next year.
Quedamos nosotros enganchados porque la primera vez que vinimos el año pasado, pues nos fue bien, gracias a Dios. Pero esta vez vinimos con todo y nos fue bien, mucho mejor.
We'll be back next year.
I actually drove all the way from La Paz to here in first and second gear.
A los que no han venido, lo tienen que hacer una vez en su vida.
I am really happy to be down here in Cabo San Lucas, in San Jose del Cabo at the end of this race because it's quite a challenge and it's a wonderful thing to be able to do. And I really want to thank the people of Baja because I love it down here.
After a few hours, everyone got together at the Cabo Beach Club for one more of the Norra traditional Baja Beach Party Awards, where good food and great drinks were served and a rewarding fireworks show marked the end of this 2017 edition, leaving everyone with the pride and pleasure of being part of the Norra family and sharing the spirit of Norra with the world.
a wrap. Thank you guys for coming. Thanks for your support.